We're all tied up, and this first set is dead even.
Unbelievable combination.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
What a great spot.
Hello, welcome to the 2025-26 APTA Tour. We're live from the Montclair Golf Club in West Orange, New Jersey, bringing you the 2025 Montclair Open with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsor, Corian. Tournament support has also been provided by the following local sponsors: Back to Nature Home and Garden, Fried Miranda and Ann McCarthy of Prominent Properties Sotheby's International Realty, Spiro Harrison and Nelson, New Jersey Women's Platform Tennis League, New Jersey Men's Platform Tennis Association, Bill Byrne Total Wellness, Beacon Wealth Partners, New Jersey Flex League, Center Court Padel Club, Designer Appliances, New Jersey Rackets, and Master Athletics. I'm Lauren Mandel, along with Dave Broderick, bringing you this men's quarterfinal match between Russell Benkaim and Gabe Friedrich, and Sven Lalic and Tina Stoy. And our chair umpire for this match is Mike Timsky. Hi, Dave. How are you?
Good, Lauren. How are you?
I'm good. Why don't you tell everyone who's who on this court?
All right, I would love to. On the bottom of the screen in the white top, making his way up to the net is Sven Lalic, and his partner about to serve is Tin Ostojic, and they are taking on Gabe Friedrich and Russell Benkaim. Friedrich is in the backhand corner, currently in the white top, white hat, and Russell Benkaim is currently in the deuce side with the black shirt. He just hit the ball. So, match has started. And Lauren, I think this is going to be a good one. Early season, I think we're getting a really good match to start the season off.
Yeah, I mean, Benkaim and Friedrich are the fourth seeds, but what would you say? What would you say you're expecting out of this match? Pretty close, right?
I do. I mean, if, we always talk about on paper. On paper, they're, I think, favored to win, but I think it's going to be really close. That's why they play the matches.
Right.
But I think this is, even on paper, this is a close match. I do think Benkaim and Friedrich do have a little bit of an advantage, but, I don't know how that's going to play out. I think it will be a really good match. Both of these teams, Lauren, they both had a bye in the first round, and they had a pretty routine wins in the second round. Doesn't look like fatigue should be an issue, or overworking the last match is going to be a factor. Although it is a beautiful day here at the Montclair Golf Club, the weather's gorgeous. It's a little warmer than probably most people want.
I mean, it's hot for paddle. That's all I'll say. It's really hot weather for paddle, and we'll probably see a lot of exciting points because of it.
And I think with the warmer weather, I think we may see more of the overheads getting hit a little bit harder towards the nick, as we saw one there. And I think it could be really good if the ball comes shooting out and the baseline team can't catch up to it. But I also think it could lead to opportunities for the baseline team for big drives. Lauren, I almost think when you saw, like right there with the Ostojic serve, he kind of had Friedrich hit it off the deck, and it probably wasn't the return that he wanted to hit. So I think in the warmer weather, maybe not putting the ball into the screen might be a good decision, good play.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, I think his big serve is not necessarily your friend in this weather, because it's just going to hang up in the screen and give the returner a chance to hit a big drive. But we'll see.
And Lauren, as you know, in this weather, it's interesting because it makes driving a little bit more difficult, but it also makes volleying very difficult.
Yes. Controlling that volley is really tough off of a big drive. And a quick break point to start here. Oh, and I think we have to mention that this season, for the first time in the men's tournaments, we're going to have no ad scoring, like right now.
That is correct, and the server gets to decide.
So if it gets to deuce, the server gets to decide who he serves to, and we're going to see that right now.
See, even early on there, that's a big miss by Benkaim, hitting a lob long. I'd rather see him hit the ball 1 inch over the net because it's so warm, he's going to get a second chance. You miss a lob long, you lose the point.
Benkaim, Friedrich, they lead the first set, 1 game to love.
I think even on that overhead there, Lauren, I would have liked to have seen Lalic hit that ball straight ahead. You know, once they go cross court, it gave Friedrich a little bit better of a look. It opened the court, and also he kind of caught Ostojic moving, which I think was part of the reason why he missed that volley.
Yeah, and I as we were saying, it's hard to control these volleys in this weather. If you're moving, it's really hard to control them. You have to be so still and have that ball right in front of you.
Right, and I think for both on the men's and women's side, early on in these early tournaments, you know, you can't let the baseline team bomb the ball because, yeah, it's too hard to control it. You know, if you see the baseline team take a big windup, you're almost better off just letting it go through, and it's going to bounce so far out, right off the back screen.
Yeah, you don't even have to run back for it. It's going to come back to you.
Right. And we have Russell Benkaim here serving.
Nice move.
You see how that ball's just flying around.
I mean, it makes for a lot of excitement, but see if anyone wants to slow it down. I'm not sure any of these guys will.
And all 4 of these players, Lauren, they're very explosive, very exciting players. You know, I think a key to this match is just going to be, you know, who makes better decisions more than anything. Made that return look easy. He had a long way to go to hit it. Lauren, what do you think? You see Friedrich hitting a couple of rollers there. I think that could be a very effective overhead in the warm weather.
I mean, it was certainly effective in the women's quarterfinal match that we just saw on the live stream. Lalic and Alexander used it beautifully, right? They hit some hard ones that came all the way out to the net, and then they mixed it up with soft ones, and they just kept their opponents really, really off balance.
And then again, even if you use that as an example, that looked like on paper an upset, but You know, that's a tough team, Alexander. and
Yeah,
Lalic.
I mean, everyone knows Alexander and Lalic are a really tough team. I think it was a tough draw for the number 4 seeds.
Why they play the game, Lauren? Why
Yep.
they play it?
Yep.
I think just real fast, going really good serve there by Sven Lalic. I think if you go back to that last game, Friedrich made about a couple of unforced errors on overheads, and you know, I think he's got to clean that up and pretty quickly.
Well, the other tough thing in this weather is you can hit spin overhead because your arms fall off, but they don't do all that much, right? They sort of sit up in the screen. So that could be frustrating too, as opposed to the overhead. Those good spin overheads.
Lauren, just in general, you know, we always talk about how if you win the spin, you elect to receive because there's probably more breaks to serve than there are holds to serve. Do you think the weather may influence that or impact that?
I think even more so in the warm weather. Don't you think so? I mean, if it was ever hard to control a first volley, it's going to be like on a day today. Like today.
Where you see there, Ostojic and Lalic are really hitting aggressive overheads. And again, I said it earlier, they're basically aiming for the nick on most of their overheads. That's just a nasty overhead.
Nasty.
And I think when you talk about Benkaim, he does have one of the nastiest overheads on tour. It's just when he tries to push the needle too far, that's when he gets himself into a little bit of trouble.
That's generally the case with the people who have the most shots and the most choices. They have to figure out how to calibrate it. Here we are with another juice point, another no-ad point. Do you think most of the players like the switch to no-ad?
I don't know. Apparently the consensus was go no ad. I mean, I think it's definitely going to add it's going to speed up play a little bit, and I think it's going to add a little bit of excitement for the viewers that are live and watching the live stream, you know, kind of, because sudden death, this is it, this point counts.
Yeah, and I mean, last year there were more than one 5-hour matches, and I think the hope is that with no ad that won't happen, and it's hard when you play multiple matches in a day. If one of them is 5 hours, that takes up a huge time and energy.
Right. Well, Lauren, did you know in the 3 matches last year that went 5 hours, there wasn't one deuce point?
No way.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Okay.
I just wanted to make sure everybody out there watching was paying attention. Ostojic a little impatient on that one. He set himself up nicely.
like Friedrich's sidearm serve in this weather. I mean, in general, it's a good serve, but it's staying nice and low.
Yeah, it's staying nice and low, and it's, it's big forehand there by Sven Lalic.
Team, Benkaim Friedrich, required 2-0, first set. Look.
Probably pulled the trigger too quickly there.
See there again, you just let the return of serve go through.
30-15.
Lauren, I think when we talk about all the matches throughout the year, it's platform tennis is just a game of patience, where I think in this warmer weather too, it's going to really show who's the more patient team, I think, because it really is going to be hard to win points and put the ball away.
Right. I mean, there's not a single shot that these four guys can't get to. I mean, they're quick to begin with, and the ball gives them such an opportunity in this weather to get literally everything. So you have to be patient, or else you'll be very frustrated.
And I think so far in the early going, Friedrich has missed about 3 or 4 overheads, trying to do maybe a little bit more than he needs to. And I think, Lauren, as we know, when you start getting deeper into these draws, Lauren, Corian is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 2025-2026 season. Corian is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more at Corian.com. Big thank you to all the sponsors of this year's Montclair Open.
Serving. Question about what the call is here. They're playing it over.
I think Ostojic may not have been ready.
That's just great to win. I mean, he's getting that ball to really bite.
Yeah, and you know what? I was just thinking about it, Lauren. On Benkaim's overheads, I think he might even want to try to nip it a little bit more so that it doesn't even get to the screen. That might even cause more problems if
I
the
mean,
ball
he can certainly do that.
if the ball doesn't get to the screen. I mean, just think about playing the ball off the deck in the warm weather with that much spin on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's no easy feat.
Like that, like an example like right there.
Yep.
They don't hear what we're saying, do they?
Easy holds for Benkaim.
Yeah, the last two for Benkaim and Friedrich have been pretty relatively easy holds.
Just missed it. Just pulled it wide.
Hitting a ground stroke wide hurts me.
Yeah.
I feel it in my bones.
He had the room there.
Lauren, it's kind of interesting that early on in the warm weather, we really haven't seen that many long points.
No. It's almost like the ball is too bouncy. There's too much chaos. And also, these guys aren't just, they're just not trying to keep the ball in play. They're trying to really win the points.
Right.
Lalic gets so tight on that net.
Really good serve there by Ostojic. In this warm weather again, how we talked about how hard it is to volley. The fact that he can jam Benkaim and get him to throw up a lob, really takes a lot of pressure off, especially when you have a game point. So you see another overhead there by Ostojic hitting the nick. I think that's going to be the play in the warm weather, going for the nick.
Yeah, that's what you said from the get-go.
Lauren, just want to remind everybody out there that this year, along with the Montclair Open and the 15 other events that are going to go on throughout the course of the season, that there are going to be 5 Grand Prix this year, so that there could be bigger draws and more people playing.
Yeah, it's great. Grand Prix are great.
First Grand Prix of the year is going to be kicking off in about a month, November 7th to 9th, Chicago Charities.
Which is always one of the premier events on the APTA calendar. I think I wouldn't give Benkaim so many lobs. I think I'd drive more. I mean, he's just carving them up.
Yeah, like I said, he's got the ability. He's got so much talent. You know, I talked to him quite a bit. You know, he used to work for us over at Fiddler's Elbow for a season, and you know, sometimes I think he tries to use 110% of his ability when he really only needs to use about 70%.
30 low.
Because we know in platform tennis, sometimes going for too much isn't a really good strategy.
40-15. Benkaim Friedrich. Tied 4-0.
Well, I was wrong about wanting to return in the warm weather because everybody's holding.
Yeah, no, it's
Up 15.
I'm gonna have to go back and compare my warm weather and cold weather statistics. Lauren, this is the longest point we've had in the match.
Yes. That's a nice chip drive off the screen.
And he held it, he waited, he didn't rush. And again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier, that, you know, if that ball pops out a little bit further, maybe it's a good shot, but for that time, it just didn't come out far enough. Well, the one thing I really like about this match, just from, you know, past history and last year's tournaments and results, I think if you're out there rooting for Benkaim and Friedrich, you got to like the fact that Russell Benkaim is not making many mistakes.
Yeah, yes.
And, you know, he's a high-risk, high-reward player, and he's, I don't know if I could say at 24 he's maturing, but he's definitely playing very patient and very under control.
I may have given Lalic and his place to commentator's jinx because there are 3 break points here, 4 break points, I guess. There's the first break.
Lauren, it turns out the heat does help the spin sizzler overhead.
Yeah, it's I thought they might catch up to that one, but they couldn't get it, couldn't do anything with it when they got there. Now Benkaim and Friedrich have a chance to serve out the first set.
Lauren, it's super exciting. First tournament of the year. First day on the live stream. It looks like there's a lot of activity for matches for the fans out there to watch.
15 low. 15 off.
For everybody, Lauren, that's out there watching, we have more women's action coming up at 4 o'clock. The semifinals, and then followed up by 6 o'clock tonight, we have men's semifinals.
It is a full day. Full day of paddle.
That's it. We're coming out of the gate fast this year.
That's right.
30-15.
2 courts being streamed, a lot of great events, great atmosphere for everybody to be able to watch who they want to watch.
Those overheads aren't making it to 2 screens. That one did. But
Ooh, that may have been an out ball.
may have been. Oh. Oh, wow. Ostojic did a great job fighting off all those overheads that Benkaim hit there.
I was just thinking that, I mean, yes, for Lalic and Ostojic, it is kind of do or die right now, but they did a great job of playing defense in that point.
And, you know, ultimately, you know, you're going to miss one. Like, Benkaim, I mean, if he missed the easiest overhead he had,
Right.
but, you know.
He hit the one he tried to hit flat, he missed it.
Yeah. But that's, you know, that's all credit to Ostojic for making them hit 20 of them.
And it's interesting because if you notice on the far side of the screen, that was the first shot all match so far that Benkaim rushed.
Yeah.
But if you watch on the other side of the court, on the far side of the screen, Ostojic and Lalic are switching after the return of serve.
Great point for 5-all. All right, set point and break point. This is when OAD is particularly exciting, Dave.
I mean, I'm excited right now. I can feel the tension. This is it. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think Benkaim thought that was going out. Lauren, I'm a big believer that forehand volleys save out balls.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen through this game.
I mean, Wallace is going to be nauseous after this. He's spinning around like a top.
It is pretty amazing the defense that both teams are playing.
Wow, what a point. Okay, that's the first set, and We'll be back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel with live.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Completely. Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're here at the Montclair Open in West Orange, New Jersey with this men's quarterfinal match. Benkaim and Friedrich just won the first set 6-4 and against Lalic and Ostojic. And Dave, that was a really entertaining set.
No, it was definitely exciting. I think the warm weather is playing a little bit, big part of that with the spin that both teams were able to put on the ball. We saw a couple of new rule. If it goes to deuce, it's a sudden death point, no ad scoring. I think that's added a little bit of excitement to this match. And, I think, again, I don't think it just came down to a couple of misses here and there. I don't think there were any careless misses. I thought Russell Benkaim's overhead really controlled play for the team of Benkaim and Friedrich. And I think Lalic and Ostojic are just going to have to figure out, how can they slow that down? How can they contain that a little bit more? I did see a little bit towards the end of the first set where Lalic and Ostojic were lobbing a little bit more, making Benkaim move to his right, so he really couldn't cut the ball and put it into the ad side corner.
That's what I would want to do, but that spin is nasty.
It's definitely not something I want to face.
But that being said, Lalic and Ostojic handled it pretty well. I mean, they were right in there. I mean, if they had won that no-ad point at down 5-4, we would be playing the 5-all game right now. So
Right.
There's really very little, as you just saw from the stats that were up, there was very little separating these two teams.
Yeah, no, they played great defense, for as much as they could. And I think going into the second set, I think if you're, especially Russell Benkaim, I think you can't try to overdo it and just, you won the first set doing what you were doing, just keep doing it. If all of a sudden your overheads weren't working, then maybe look to change it. But with winning the first set, they worked, so just don't try to make them better. If you're Lalic and Ostojic, I don't think you really change your game plan. I think they had a couple of opportunities, maybe just, capitalize on them and make Friedrich and Benkaim hit another ball. There's that overhead where, again, like I said, for him, try to hit it to not make it into the screen. Then, Lauren, on the far side of the net, we have Sven Lalic at the net, his partner, Tin Ostojic, and their opponents, they're taking on at the bottom of the screen. On the right side of your screen is Gabe Friedrich, and his partner to the left is Russell Benkaim.
A nice little pickup from Friedrich there. I mean, Benkaim.
Lauren, again, it's very interesting how the slower Benkaim hits the big spin overhead, the harder it is to play.
Yeah, because it doesn't come out of the screen. It just kind of dies. And,
15-40.
all right. Double time here for Lalic and Ostojic.
Friedrich, they lead on 6-4.
Lauren, did you know this year's Montclair Open had 260 players, 130 teams throughout the course of all the different draws that they offered, but 260 players to start the year off this year.
I think everybody's excited to get the season started, and they know that it's a great tournament to come play in Montclair, and it's great to see so many people out there. One of the few sloppy overheads. He's like you said, Benkaim's not missing the big spin one, he's missing the casual one.
Laura, for this year's Montclair Open, there were a total of 8 different draws going on throughout Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, whatever level you are, right? There was a draw for you.
That may have been a little rushed. Love 30, you're down a set. They got away with one there.
Yeah.
That was
Benkaim
definitely the
needed
ball
one more
Benkaim was
step.
looking for. Yeah.
He needed one more step. All right, now a chance for Lalic and Ostojic to break. Right back.
Well spotted drive there by Lalic. Lauren, just from watching that last game, it was 15-40 serving. Do you think it has any mental effect on a team where it's like, well, if we can win just 2 points, then we only have to win 1?
I think it can have a mental effect both ways. Yes, you think if we win 2 points, we can only have 1. You can also feel like, oh gosh, at 30-15, if I get down, I'm down 40-15, and I have to win 3 points in a row to not get broken. Like, it all sort of depends on your outlook.
Right. Right, because on the other side of it is, if we lose 1 out of 3 points, we lose the game.
Yeah, so it depends if you're a glass half full or a half empty person. I think that's a smart play, right? I mean, I keep that ball deep with no pace and see if Benkaim and Friedrich will overhit, and that's what happened.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier on, Lalic, he gets so close to the net that if they hit it at him, he can't miss it. He's too close to the net to miss
it's like
it.
a board on top of the net. No, on his nerves though.
smart play there by Lalic, just getting that serve in, start the point off.
It's tough when you miss a couple serves. You start to think about it, then it starts to creep into the rest of your game.
Yeah, you kind of start pressing a little bit.
Yeah. Which we saw there.
Game, Benkaim, Friedrich. They lead 2-1, second set. Benkaim, Friedrich won the first, 6-4.
What we see on the screen there, PTI 80-110, big win by Randy Friedman and Lauren Wolf in yesterday's action.
Okay, well, I think it's important for Lalic and Ostojic not to. They got to stay within striking distance here.
Yeah, and I mean, it's only a break. It's still early in the set. You know, I think, again, I think they should just try not to press. Just continue to do what they're doing. And, you know, they broke serve a couple times in the first set. You know, they can break serve again here. Lauren, from yesterday's action, women's PTI 50-80. Congratulations go out to Creed and Martirosian. Sorry about that. As they won that yesterday. Looked like a tough 3-set battle there against Stern and Tyndall. So congratulations to them. We mentioned Friedman and Wolf that they won the 80-110 PTI division. Congratulations to Ewing and Vince for taking home the winner's trophy in the PTI 110-130 division. And in the 130 plus combined, Peterson Scalzetti coming up victorious.
Wow. Congrats to everyone. Benkaim trying to dig himself out of a hole here. 2 missed serves and a missed overhead. Back from love 40. Dave, I keep saying this, but I think this is a huge point. I mean, it'll be demoralizing if you're Lalic and Ostojic lose this game. Well, but they got it.
Game of Lalic to Ostojic. We're tied 2-0, second set.
I'll tell you what, I also think another aspect of this no-ad scoring is, I mean, it's really going to add a whole nother level of decision making.
I could not agree more. It really is it's a big strategy thing. I mean, you know, that was an interesting game because Benkaim and Friedrich got down, love boarded, they won the next 3 points, and I feel like Benkaim hesitated a little there going for that forehand.
Right, he kind of hesitated,
Yeah.
and then he kind of, and then he kind of tried to win the point. Ostojic is very active on the baseline back there. They got to be careful with some of their, short spike overheads
Yeah,
that he's
he's
not going
looking
to
for
cut them
those
off.
down up overheads. He's really looking for them.
See, I like this for Lalic. You see how he's lobbing that ball a little bit more down the line, and it's not giving Benkaim as many options to do with his overhead.
Serve. There was a forehand from Friedrich. Wow.
15-30.
Not easy to get a ball behind a ball by Lalic and Ostojic at the net. They covered that net so well, but that time he did. He had him leaning the wrong way.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a good decision, well placed.
Yeah.
I think Ostojic was looking for a ball down the middle, and Friedrich got one there behind him. I think overall, and tell me what you think, Lauren, I think Benkaim and Friedrich have also lobbed a little bit better in this match. It seems like Benkaim and Friedrich have been stepping in to hit a lot of overheads, where Lalic and Ostojic are backing up to hit overheads.
Well, I feel once Benkaim starts hitting the overheads, they're just surviving, like their lobs or whatever they are, because they're just surviving. Forehand, but didn't make it that time.
Lauren, I tell everyone your forehand doesn't have to be in. It just has to be believable. And that one didn't look believable.
Right. Good read.
Yeah.
30-40.
Lauren, we're looking at potentially our 5th straight break of serve.
It was so weird. There were no breaks for the first 8 games.
In between sets, the Players Committee must have handed them the stat sheet. Let them know that there's supposed to be more breaks to serve.
And here's another no-ad point.
Interesting. They're electing to go to Benkaim.
Yeah.
going to be interested to see if Lalic and Ostojic win this game, if it changes the momentum a little bit.
I think it will.
2-2, this could be a big momentum swing.
And they did.
Team, Lalic, Ostojic.
That's two games in a row that were decided by the no ad point. That's a big swing, you know?
Yeah. And again, I think it's very few, but it's happening at not the best times that Benkaim is just forcing the issue a little bit.
And it starts to creep into your head when you lose multiple no ad deciding points. It's very frustrating, and you can't help but think about it the next time.
No, absolutely. And again, Lauren, for the Montclair Open, you know, we always want to thank the sponsors, especially our tour presenting sponsor, Corian. Thank them for all their support and helping make the tour what it is today and allowing for live stream coverage on several courts for all the people out there watching. Back to Nature Home and Garden. Freddie Morendo and Ann McCarthy of Prominent Properties, South Beach International Realty. Spyro Harrison and Nelson, New Jersey Platform Tennis League, the men and the women's league. Milburn Total Wellness, Beacon Wealth Partners, the New Jersey Flex League, Center Court Fidel Club, Designer Appliances, North Jersey Rackets, and Master Athletics. So a big thank you to all the sponsors, as always. Friedrich right there with his best impersonation of the Matrix.
Yeah, he did an excellent job of avoiding getting hit there. Well, if Benkaim and Friedrich can come up with a quick game here, they'll feel a lot better about the two tight games they just lost.
And they might stop the momentum.
Yeah.
And I think if you were Ostojic and Lalic, you know, after winning the last two games with deuce points, like that was just a very loose game.
It was.
I mean, other than that winner right there, it was just a loose game.
They had a letdown, a little bit of a letdown that game. Okay, 3-all.
And that was the game for them to really dig their, heels in and take a stance.
Really hard to control that hard roller off the neck. I was surprised Friedrich tried to put a big drive off of it.
And like I said, for Lalic and Ostojic early on, they were having a lot of success with the roller overhead going at the neck.
Yeah.
Fans are really going crazy here at Montclair today.
Whoops.
30-15.
I think there's a real big point for Lalic and Ostojic. I think they got to really settle down here. And again, we didn't see that early on
40-30.
of Benkaim forcing play, and he kind of made another unforced error. And I think again, we've seen it for years. The later you go into the draws, you can't make those mistakes.
I don't get to be as offensive. I'm a rule follower.
Missed it.
Team Lalic Ostojic. They lead 4 games to 3, 7-7.
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of drive misses by Friedrich and Benkaim, where just let them volley it. Especially on a warm day again. I know we keep harping on it, we keep talking about it, but if that ball goes by, either Lalic or Ostojic is going to get it off the back screen. It's not a winner.
Right.
If you're Benkaim Friedrich, you're going to get more out of them missing a volley by letting them hit it more than you are by getting it by them. They're going to get it off the back screen.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's and possibly they're trying to make their drives too good for that reason, but they've definitely missed more than a few.
Sorry.
Good overhead by Ostojic.
Again, going at the nick with that roller. And if you're Benkaim Friedrich, they don't need me to tell them, but they don't want Lalic or Ostojic getting ahead or hanging around.
Yeah. Benkaim, who was almost perfect in the first set, is definitely just gone away a little bit.
And they're kind of letting them hang around. I mean, listen, Benkaim and Friedrich, they potentially could have wrapped this set up already. And, they're making a couple of mistakes here and there at crucial points, crucial times. And, here we are. Lalic and Ostojic are up 4-3, up love 30.
See that result, or Doya McNerney beat Ong Patsango 6-2, 6-1 in one of the quarterfinals.
Hometown crowd at Montclair Golf Club's got to be happy with that, with Director of Rackets Micker Doya
15-30.
and current national champion Graham McNerney.
Yeah. That's a very interesting team.
They played last year as well in this event, making it, I believe, to the finals. I think later in this, or at least this set, for most of it, I also think that Lalic and Ostojic have been lobbing the ball better.
I was just gonna say that it's not as easy for Benkaim to hit those cutters.
Yeah, Benkaim's definitely hitting more overheads closer to the service line.
Yes.
Whereas before he was probably like 3 feet inside the service line.
Right.
really great get by Lalic to keep the point alive there. All right. Lalic and Ostojic with 2 chances to go to up 5-3. Pretty good serve.
Now he's got to do it again.
That's it. Let's go. There's a good move here by Lalic, you know, going over, slowing things down a little bit.
Great lob. That was a huge game. I mean, I think Benkaim and Friedrich would have been really frustrated had they lost a third game on the deuce point in this set, and great comeback that game by them. We're even at 4-all.
I'm telling you, Lauren, first week of action, first tournament, the excitement is crazy with the no-ad scoring already.
Yeah, no, it really is. Every point it's so important.
I think it really does put a premium on giving away points, and you know, every point matters.
Right, in paddle, it's important not to give away points anyway. It just heightens it.
Right now, even more so. You know, again, 40 love 40. Team gets it back to deuce.
Yeah.
They can win that game, and that's you know, that plays mind game with you. It puts mental pressure on you, and it just kind of aggravates you.
And you can never relax.
Right. That might be a question for some of the players in an interview. You know, what's more frustrating, losing a game at love or losing a game when it gets to deuce and losing that 1 point? I think if we go back to that last point, you know, again, I think part of that missed forehand by Friedrich was caused by Ostojic, how close they get to the net.
I mean, did you see Lalic on that last volley that he missed? He was literally on the net. Good roller.
Yeah, and I think if you watch on that point, you know, when Benkaim and Friedrich got up to the net, they were doing a lot of time up close to the net.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they got to get those lobs back where Benkaim and Friedrich's feet like that are out of the service box. That's where Lalic and Ostojic want to be hitting overhead from. There.
Friedrich. They lead 5-4, second set.
And Benkaim and Friedrich are going to serve for the match now.
First, 6-4.
Again, I think so far up to this point in the match, I definitely want to hear your thoughts, but I just think the difference is, the overhead game of Benkaim and Friedrich has gotten them a couple of extra loose points, and that's really been the difference so far.
That is, I think, completely been the difference. I mean, it's a good match. Lalic and Ostojic are playing, equally as well, but Benkaim and Friedrich have just outright won a bunch of points on overheads, much more so than their opponents have.
And it's interesting because we don't usually see that. When I'm talking with people or coaching, and you joke around that there's like 10 winners hit throughout the whole year between everyone that plays.
Right.
But with the warmer weather and their spin overheads, they've been fortunate to get some easy winning points off of it. I think if you're Lalic and Ostojic for the rest of the game, I think you've got to lob the right, just like you would just lobbing that point. Like that's going to be the key for their success. Good deep lobs back by the service line.
Pretty much that's always the case, right? When all else fails, good deep lobs are going to solve a lot of your problems.
Yeah. I mean, again, and especially with this match where, the Benkaim overhead, and even we saw Friedrich hit a couple of slash winners earlier on. I mean, that's been the difference. And I think at this stage of the game, if you're Benkaim and Friedrich, you can't get impatient. You can't try to win points. I think you just got to keep applying pressure.
Yeah, I think you stay patient on those overheads, and then when you get a short one, then you do your thing. Great hands play, Ostojic. Wow.
Warren, do you think this might be the longest game of the match?
Yeah. I mean, Lalic and Ostojic aren't going anywhere. If Benkaim and Friedrich are end this match, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, no, and I think to your point of your choice of words, I think they might have to try to end it somehow because Lalic and Ostojic, they're not missing. They can't afford to miss.
All right, 2 points away.
3 points away. They have 3 opportunities potentially.
It's a great roller from Lalic. just in the perfect spot that
30, 40.
Benkaim couldn't get out of the way and couldn't catch up to it.
Yep, and I was going to say that one was a little bit different. It wasn't directed at the
Yes,
Nick.
yes.
It was at Benkaim.
Benkaim, yeah.
And again, he couldn't get out of the way, and then he just kind of outran him a little bit.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Team, Lalic, Ostojic for tie, 5-all.
Oh, that a loose overhead.
That one may have left me speechless. That was an interesting choice there.
He was trying to slide that in the side screen, but he just completely misplayed it. All right, brings us to 5-all.
There by Lalic, taking that short overhead off the deck. I think that was a really good shot there by Lalic to get Benkaim and Friedrich off the net, because I don't think you wanted them up there at love 30. Now they're back on the net again.
It's a
We
great
talk
lob.
about all the
Get that
time
up
where,
there.
yeah, no, we talk about it all the time where, you know, the returning team, the baseline team, you know, there are more breaks served than there are holds, but, you know, I think in this match and this matchup, you know, I think keeping Benkaim and Friedrich off the net is kind of an important thing right now.
Yeah, I mean, not only are they're sort of dominating in the net, Benkaim and Friedrich, but I think that Lalic and Ostojic are drawing more errors for them at the baseline. They're definitely missing some drives. The ball's back there, so they're just better off having the back there. All right, they'll serve for the match again at 6-5.
Game, Benkaim, Friedrich. They lead 6-5, second set. Benkaim, Friedrich in the first, 6-4.
As we hear the score being reported by our chair umpire, Mike Yushimsky. All right, Benkaim Friedrich going to serve for this match for the second time.
Let's go, close it out.
Lauren, I think even for, you know, these last couple of games, if you're Lalic and Ostojic, you know, I still think you have to be careful about being over defensive or over aggressive. Again, I think you just have to, you know, play your game and you know, go with what got you here.
right, there's one.
15 looks.
And even with the set, there's been a little bit of different look there on the returning side from Lalic and Ostojic. Before they were switching in the back, now they're just Lalic is playing the forehand side, Ostojic is in the backhand.
I mean, as good as Lalic is, I think that Ostojic is handling Benkaim's overheads in the ad side better. I think that they're better off this way. Of course, he missed it, as I said.
Right.
Of course.
And I think that's why they were switching earlier on as well.
Got him.
30-15.
Yeah, Ostojic did a really good job of holding that and kind of making Benkaim and Friedrich move a little bit. Yes.
Let go. 40-15.
The third lob they've missed long this game. They haven't, again, they've been doing a better job of lobbing this set.
Oh, missed it wide. There goes one match point. 2 to go.
40-30.
And again, I think on that good return, Lalic made Benkaim flip his paddle, and Russell wasn't ready to hit a forehand volley. Got to stay on that backhand volley on the first volley.
Got it.
Why wouldn't it hit the line in this situation?
Go, 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 go. Yo. Yo. I'm here. Go.
Great point.
Wow.
Great point. Ostojic has both Lalic and Ostojic have such great reach at the net.
Ostojic did a really good job at that point of creating space
Yeah.
and creating movement.
There it is. Game, set, match, Benkaim and Friedrich. That was quite a match game. Really good quality.
It was, and again, I think, it was very close. It was a point here and there that made the difference. Again, we kept talking about, I think, the overheads of Benkaim and Friedrich really made the difference there. But it definitely added a different level of excitement with the no-ad scoring.
It certainly did, and we saw a lot of it in that match. That's a wrap for this men's quarterfinal match. We will be back at 4 o'clock with women's semifinal, and you can take a look at the summary of the match here, and you can see, it was tight, but definitely an edge to Benkaim and Friedrich, and they won the match. Thank you, Dave.
All right, Lauren, thank you.